Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of nothing new, which is a series I've been doing for years now on my channel. And I just really wanted to sit down and use some makeup that I found while cleaning up today. This always happens to me. I feel like every time I'm cleaning up my beauty room, I come across products and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to use it again. And it's usually a foundation that makes me want to do a full face of nothing new. I came across my KVD Beauty Good Apple Foundation, which I loved, and just started trying other things. And so, it kind of just sat in my drawer and I need to use it again. So that's what kind of sparked this entire video. I'm feeling like doing something pretty romantic. I actually want to dip into some pink tones. I grabbed the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which it's been a minute since I've used this too, even though it's a newer palette. So we're just gonna get right into it. I did my brows already off camera with my Benefit Precise in my brow pencil, and we're gonna prime the eyes with my typical NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. So I'm just gonna get that all over the eyes and then use my finger to blend it out. All right, I'm trying to think of what I wanna do with this look. Should we do something a little bit more bold? I don't know yet. We're just gonna dip into what I always start with in this palette, which is the shade Nude Mauve. I'm just gonna take this and tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna start to brush that through the crease as my transition shade. Okay, now that we've got that blended out, let's pick our next color. I think I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna dip into the shade Groove, which is a really pretty kind of deep burgundy. I'm gonna tap off the excess on this as well. And I'm gonna start to apply that on the outer corner of the eye, closest to the lash line first, really working it into that area. And then once there's less on the brush, I'm taking it into the crease a little bit as well. I don't know why, but I kind of want to take this shade all over the lid. I don't know. I feel like that's what's kind of fun about doing these full face of nothing new videos is not only do I usually get to, dip into things that I have been missing using, but also I feel like I have a little bit more creativity or room to be creative without worrying about messing up or anything, because it's already things that you've seen on my channel. It's already things that I've used before, but I'm just trying them out in a new way, if that makes sense. So I just ended up putting that all over. I'm going to take the brush we were just using and make sure the edges look nice and blended. I'm gonna do one more layer a lot closer to the lash line just to really intensify that color. And then again, I'm gonna buff that out toward the edge. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other eye. I feel like it's not that often that I do a deep eye all over the place. I feel like I already have a little bit of a hard time being comfortable with super dark eyeshadow, at least all over the lid. I like to use it on the outer corner or maybe as eyeliner or something like that, but it's rare that I use a dark shade all over. We're branching out today, so I'm gonna try something new. I'm going back in with that fluffy brush and just gently blending out the edges a little bit more. Now that I have that all over, I actually think it would be really pretty to dip into the deepest shimmer shade in the palette called Swing. I'm gonna take this on my fingertip and I'm gonna just press this all over the eyes using my fingertip, just to enhance that smokiness a little bit, but also to add a little bit of a shimmer on the lids. I think that's really nice. I'm taking that first brush we were using again and just going around the edges in circular motions just to really blend everything out a little bit more. I'm wanting to blend it up toward the brow slightly too. All right, now I'm gonna take the shade Psychedelic. I'm gonna take this on a small brush, but this does have a little bit of a glitter to it. So I'm gonna pick it up on the brush first. And then I'm going to spray it with my setting spray, which I will tell you about at the end. Okay, and I'm going to use this as my inner corner highlight. And I'm actually going to drag it onto the lid a little bit. I'm kind of doing a scoopity boopity, but I'm also just kind of feathering it into the existing eyeshadow, but definitely focusing most of that in the inner corner itself. Okay, I'm actually going to use an eyeliner. I'm going to use a black eyeliner. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Exaggerize Hollywood Exaggerize Liner Duo. So it has a black and then a shimmery nude on the other side. You guys know I'm not really someone who wears eyeliner often, but when there's a color this deep, I think that it kind of needs an eyeliner to ground that lash line again. So I'm just gonna line the top lash line with the black liner. I'm dipping back into Psychedelic, which was that shimmer shade, and I'm just adding a little more to this eye to make it match the other eye a little bit better. It seemed like there was a little more right here, so I'm just trying to even that out. Next, I'm going to take the Ilia mascara. This is the fullest volumizing mascara, and I am going to go to town on the top lashes with this, because again, I do feel like a more bold lash really complements a smoky eye. So I'm just going to blink into the wand and build this up until I feel like I have enough volume. All right, so now that mascara's on, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up any fallout. I don't feel like there's really fallout as much as me just needing to kind of clean up this edge right here. There's a little bit of fallout, but really not anything too crazy actually. All right, so now I'm gonna use my Smashbox Photo Finish, if it would focus, hello. My Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer. I actually only used this like once or twice. So I wanted to revisit it again because I remember liking it. I just haven't used it enough times to like really develop an opinion on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this all over the face. And now we're gonna dip into my KVD Good Apple Foundation. I actually mixed two shades. I mixed the shade Light 006 and Light 012. So I'm actually gonna dip my fingertips into each shade and just kind of dot the color all over. A little bit goes a very long way with this if I remember right. So hopefully I didn't overdo it. I'm just gonna blend those out all over my face. Yeah, it's crazy how pigmented that foundation is and how little you actually need. Okay, once that's blended, mostly with a brush, I am gonna take my sponge and I'm just gonna press that into the skin. Wow, I forgot how good that foundation looks. It really is so nice. But again, I feel like it's one of those foundations that you can overdo so easily. So if you do ever try it, make sure you go in with the smallest amount possible first. You can always build up more later. I feel like that's as much coverage as I personally want, and I love how it looks. I found my ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to wear this again. So I'm gonna take the shade Fair 20N. I love this concealer, it's just been so long. I'm just gonna pop that underneath the eyes and a little on the chin, a little on blemishes. And I'm just gonna highlight the center of the face as well a little bit with that. And then I'm gonna take my sponge and blend all of this out. All right, I'm gonna set the face with an old favorite of mine. This is the Lawless Seal the Deal Setting Powder. It has been so long since I've used this. I used to use this like on a daily basis. Okay, I feel like I'm remembering why I loved this powder so much. It's a little bit of a heavier powder formula, but not in a bad way. There's just more coverage to it, which is actually really nice in my opinion, especially for a look like this, where underneath the eyes, I don't want to emphasize or have any dark circles showing whatsoever. So I already applied it in the T-zone with a smaller brush, and I'm just taking a fluffier brush and pressing it into the rest of the complexion. But yeah, I'm loving how smoothing this is. And I also really love that additional coverage that it gives. I think it's a super nice powder. All right, we're gonna move to bronzer. I am gonna use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I actually bought this again not that long ago when I filmed my top 10 bronzers according to you video. I had the old packaging, so I got the updated one, and since I bought the updated one, I wanted to like use this again. So we're gonna use it again today. I used to use this bronzer all the time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and warm up the complexion with this. Wow, it's such a buttery formula. I feel like I accidentally picked up a little too much on my brush initially. I just forgot how buttery this is and how pigmented it is. It's actually more pigmented than a lot of my bronzers that I own, but not in a bad way. It's blending out so nicely, as you can see. Okay, I just ran that down the sides of the nose as well. I'm gonna go back over it really quick with my powder brush, my smaller one, just to make sure it's not too harsh. And then I'm gonna take that powder brush we were using for the Lawless powder, and I'm just gonna buff the edges of the bronzer just to make sure it's super seamless. But I mean, it blends itself out pretty easily. I just like to do this step no matter what bronzer it is, just to make sure things fade in and out of each other as smoothly as possible. I feel like I need to brush my brows up. They're getting a little bit out of place here. All right, we're gonna move back to the eyes. I'm trying to debate. I never do like black liner in the waterline. I feel like maybe I'll try it. Let's just do it. I don't know. I'm just feeling like doing a really intense eye. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line the waterline with that same Charlotte Tilbury pencil. And then I'm also gonna take that same pencil and just scribble between the lashes on this outer third only, which I'll kind of blend out in a second. I just really want a lot of definition in that outer corner. All right, let's dip back into the Natasha Denona palette. I'm actually gonna go into that deep purple shade, the matte one, called Groove, and I'm gonna take like a more flat brush. I'm gonna tap off the excess of this. Hopefully there's not too much fallout. And I'm just gonna start smudging this into that black eyeliner. And then once there's less on the brush, I'm gonna bring that all the way in, super close to the lash line, but I am gonna bring it all the way into that inner corner. Same thing on the other eye. And then I'm gonna go into that brush we're using with the shade Psychedelic, which is this one right here. I'm just gonna pick that up again on that brush. And I'm gonna spray it with my setting spray. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this inner third, bringing that glitter shade onto the lower lash line a bit. Actually, a lot of it. I'm bringing it a lot further along the lower lash line. I just think that looks so pretty to have a little extra sparkle on the lower lash line versus the top lid. I don't know, I'm kind of into it. All right, I'm gonna take my powder brush, just brush away any fallout. There wasn't really much at all, which is nice. Okay, I'm just gonna gently dip into nude mauve, and I'm just pinching a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna run this so closely, but right underneath where we just applied all those other shadows to kind of make a mini transition, but I don't want this to be too low under the lash line. I actually want it to be kept pretty tight along the eyes, like the rim of the eyes. Okay, let's see. Let's pop on some mascara. I'm just gonna throw on that same Ilia mascara on the lower lashes. I feel like I got a little bit of mascara along the lower lash line, but I kind of like that more grungy, slightly messy lower lash line, so I'll clean up what's obvious, but I'm just gonna leave the rest as is. I'm just gonna wipe off the foundation that got on the lips. And I do think I'm gonna do lips first. I thought of this lip combo and I was like, I have to use that again. It's from Alamar Cosmetics. It's the Birthday Suit lip liner and then lip gloss. This is actually their older packaging. I need to update it and buy a new one. But I'm just gonna use this Birthday Suit lip liner to just line and fill in the lips. My lips are so dry. I need this gloss immediately, so I'm gonna take the Alamar Cosmetics Birthday Suit gloss and just apply that right on top. Well, I should have prepped my lips way better before this because I didn't realize how dry they were until I put on that gloss. So I'm just trying to buff off that dead skin, and then I'm gonna go back in with the lip liner and the gloss again. There we go. I feel like that's a lot better. For highlighter, I'm gonna use the MAC Soft and Gentle. This is the Mineralized Skin Finish highlighter. And I'm just gonna apply this to the high points of the face, down the nose a little bit, and above the brows. And then for blush, I really wanted to reuse my Hourglass Ambient Light Blush in the shade Sublime Flush, which looks like this. So I'm just gonna apply that on the apples of the cheeks. I feel like the eye look ended up being a little bit more intense than what I had in mind when I first started, but I'm not mad at it at all. It's nice to switch things up a little. All right, we're gonna go back to the brows and just touch them up with the same pencil I was using. All right, we're gonna go ahead and assess the situation. I'm gonna add a little more bronzer, well, just with what's left on the brush. I'm not going crazy. I actually think everything looks pretty balanced. I don't think I wanna change much today. Maybe I'll take the brush I was using for powder and just make sure the cheek area is a little more blended. Other than that, I really like how this looks. So we're gonna go into the setting spray that I chose, which is the Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. It has been eons of time since I've used this. I love how soft the mist is on this though, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spray this all over. It's so quiet too. Once that's sprayed on the skin, I'm just gonna take my sponge and press that down in. And then I'm just gonna use my 24-hour brow setter from Benefit to set my brows in place. I'm just adding a little more blush with what's left on the brush. And then I think I'm done. What do you guys think about this very deep purple eye look? Do you like it? Would you wear something like this? It's been so long truly since I've done like a really deep eye, especially with like the black eyeliner around the rim. It's been forever since I've done that, but I actually really like how this turned out. I think it helps to keep everything else really soft and fresh on the rest of the face and then let the eyes be the focal point. So this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love filming my full face of nothing new videos because again, I can just kind of focus on the look more than reviewing something new, which is always so nice for me. Plus, I get to dip back into the makeup I already have and not worry about buying something new either. So I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so glad that I revisited like the foundation and even that eyeshadow palette and even this blush, like, and the lip color too. There's so many things that I'm like, oh, I really am glad that I revisited these again so that I can see how gorgeous they are and hopefully like keep using them more and more so I can go through these, you know? So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, click on the bell after you subscribe and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.